Today on Moe's Toy Room, we're going to unbox and take a close look at Trick or Treat Studios' brand new House of a Thousand Corpses figures. We're going to do the whole set at once, and we are going to build the Build-A-Figure Tiny, and it's happening today on Moe's Toy Room. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Moe's Toy Room, coming from Myram Tours, and today we're going to take a close look at Trick or Treat Studios' line of House of a Thousand Corpses figures. This is Series 2. I believe Series 1 was Captain Spaulding, so I put him there to show you that we did have him. We've had him since last year. I actually had him right away, so with the rest of them, I know that they've been out now for probably over a month, but I just got mine in the mail, and I was on the fence because these boxes are very minty. Trick or Treat Studios sent me some of the top mintiest figure packages out there, and I'm almost afraid to unbox them, but I've been promising each and every one of you the moment that I got these, I would unbox them. And yeah, I'm going to cringe a little bit unboxing these, but you know what? I already have Captain Spaulding unboxed right here, Sid Haig, and I still have the backer card to his. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these backer cards the way that they are. And I now have a storage case. So we have the storage case as well. You can see behind there to store all these in. So this is going to be a big review, folks. So these are all 5 points, I believe, of articulation. These are for ages 17 and up. Each one of these figures is available right now on Trick or Treat Studios. I believe they are $19.99, and the House of a Thousand Corpses box set, the storage container that brings the remaining piece of Tiny. Each one of these have a piece of Tiny in there. So you build a figure having that storage case, and that, I believe, is retailed for $29.99. A lot of places are selling out on that part very fast. So a lot of people are selling out on the storage case, and they're also selling out, I believe it might be the Professor is selling super fast. So you might want to get a hold of that as quickly as possible. Yeah, so let's get on with this review, folks. There you have the front of the card right there of these package figures. You can see how they look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them around so you can see them all at the same time. So that way we can move on with this video. All right, so before we go any further into turning these around, first off, we are starting off with Rip Axe Professor. We have Rabbit Roasting Otis Driftwood. We also have Showtime Baby Firefly and Fish Boy. You can see Fish Boy. And we also have the Driller Killer, Dr. Satan! Dr. Satan! And then in the backer box right there, we have the remaining piece of their brother, Tiny. All right, so now that you can see the back of the packages, each one of them have their description. You can choose to cut that part out if that's the piece that you want to keep about the actual character. There you have the Professor. And I believe he might be Tiny's father. So we have Otis Firefly, we have Baby Firefly, and we also have Dr. Satan. As far as this little piece right here, I'm keeping the whole backer card. So if it is for a mail away later on, I will have them. But right now, I'm just going to keep just the backer card the way that it is. And then I'm probably just going to chuck the what is it, the clear bubble that they're in, so that'll more than likely be chucked. And you can see that that guy just fell right there, Dr. Satan. So all right, folks, so let's get on with this review. All right, folks, so right off the top, we noticed that Baby Firefly, it has a hard time standing on her own, but you can get her to stand. And from the bottom of her heels to the very top of her headdress is about 5 3/4 inches tall. So I don't want to get really too close to her because she'll probably fall over, and she's looking at around slightly over 14.5 centimeters. As far as Fish Boy right here, you can see that we have Fish Boy. So he's looking from the front to the tail at about almost 2 3/4 inches, which would be let's see here, probably about 7 centimeters, slightly under 7 centimeters, just by a hair. All right, that's how long he is, and then how tall he is. You can see right there. He's checking in to the very tip of that hair that's standing up, probably about 2.5 inches tall. And then he is, let's see here, around 6.25 inches, 6.25 centimeters, he would be. All right, so there is our baby right there. These don't have very much articulation, so you can see, we'll start off with Fish Boy. You can see him really good. There is nothing this guy is going to do. He became a huge star after this movie was over. And yeah, so this really just did it for him. His career just went like skyrocketed. So yeah, I love that. And then here is Showtime Baby, looking real good. This is Sherry Moon Zombie. She has articulation in her head. It looks like it does move around. Her head's a little wobbly, but it looks like it does move around. You can see how that looks. I like the way that they did her dress. You could see a lot of detail throughout her dress and everything else. There's those shoes I was telling you about, the heels. So, but yeah, as far as articulation, this is about all she's going to have. Her head is very wobbly. So you got that. And that's it, folks, for the articulation. Let's show you the back of her. She has a nice figure, obviously. So you can see that. Yeah, Sherry Moon Zombie, just very talented human being, period, in life. Just has everything going for her and Rob. There you have it. Sherry Moon Zombie. And then, yeah, it just moves around nice. Let's head on to the next one. All right, folks, so I am going in the order as if when they appeared in the movie. So that's how I'm going to do it. But we all know that Captain Spaulding was the first one that came out in the original House of a Thousand Corpses. And then we would have Baby. So Baby Firefly would appear second. And then the crazed brother Otis would appear third. So here is Otis, and he is checking in tail of the tape. 5.75 inches tall. Also, I believe Baby was like that. And then he is looking at slightly over 14.5 centimeters. Looks really good. I forgot to mention with the Baby, each one of them has brung a leg. Look at the size of these legs. Look at that, how big Tiny is going to be. He is going to be huge. So each one of them brung each a leg. And then Brother Otis brings his book. I like the way that it looks like there's writing in there. I don't know how good you can see that. And then when you turn it around, I'm trying to go through this fairly fast, for that way it's not too big of a long review. And then he has his lantern. It looks like it has something here that pulls open. So when you pull this, let's see here. Oh, there you go. I'm having a hard time getting it to stay on, but yeah, it turns on. So yeah, you can get that thing to stay on. I don't know if it's meant to stay on or what's going on with that, but no, that's about the best that I can get it. So yeah, now unless it can just latch somehow. But here is Otis Driftwood right here. Looks real cool. There's not really much to him. So he also has just a standard base right there with no feet sticking out other than the toes in the front. They did a pretty good job. These are kind of like little like cartoon characters. So I don't know if you could call this articulation in the head, because it's really not moving because of his hair. But his face does look creepy as always. Old Bill Moseley. I got to meet Bill, and he was one of the nicest people I have met at some of these. I met him at Sinister Creature Con last year, and then he has articulation there in his arms. And articulation at the elbow. And if you know, if you ever see if you own a copy of House of a Thousand Corpses, you know that at the end they do like a skit, like a thing, Tokar skit. And if you could go back and watch it, and yeah, they crack fun at Tiny. So yeah, they crack fun at him. There he is right there with his book. And they also do like a Tokar thing, like Tokar. Kenneth, Juan Valdez, Ken. Tiny, you have to stop. Ha! My dada, right? Anyway, I did that with him, and he like popped off and just did it back with me, and it was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. The dude is just a phenomenal human being in real life. And I want to thank Bill Moseley for that, for giving me that. Because you know what? That's about as close to this movie as I'm ever going to get. And it felt so good to be able to do it with one of the original actors of here. Thank you, Bill. This figure's phenomenal. Looks real good. All right. And there is another Sinister Creature Con coming up to Sacramento, California. And I will be at that one also. So they're going to have Nick Castle at that one. So there you go. And how many people are going to Monsterpalooza this week? Leave it in the comments. Okay, let's turn him around. There, you got it. Oh, Bill Moseley. Brother Otis. All right, folks. So next on the list is Dr. Satan! Dr. Satan! Okay, so yeah, he does appear before the professor does. So we are going in that order. And he is the same at about 5 3/4 inches tall from bottom of foot to top of head. Slightly over 14.5 centimeters. And Dr. Satan brings the tiny arm. You can look how big this thing is. Looks real cool. Okay, so now we have 2 legs and an arm. He also brings a drill. The drill does not work. Oh yeah, it does spin. Yeah, you can spin this thing. Look at that. Yeah, damn, Trick or Treat Studios is what a bargain for $19.99. These figures are fantastic. Really cool. Yeah, I like that. Look at that. That's awesome. All right, and then he also brings his tank for his gas mask. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at that and see how that looks on him. But here is Dr. Satan himself. You can see that he has all his scissors. He has, looks like he has a screwdriver. He also has like some kind of like scalpel right there. And he has room to put other things in there. So, and if you're wondering, is this hard material? Yeah, it's kind of like a harder molded plastic, but you can get it to move, which is really cool. And then these are also softer molded plastic. You would think they'd be real hard the way that they look. They're very soft. So I am telling you guys, when you guys get yours, if you're going to take them out of the package, what you need to do is be very careful taking these out, because it almost felt like I was going to break this stuff off him. And I really didn't want to do that. So, yeah, you might want to be real careful. There you go. Had to pull that thing down. And then we'll take a look at him through the back. You can see how they just did it in the back. Look how creepy that looks. It looks super creepy, and it has a hole in the back for you could put his gas tank on there. So his, right here, this gas tank should mold right into the back. Right there. Just like that. Okay. And then his mask should just go right on the front there, and then plug into, looks like he has a hole somewhere. I think you got to spin this thing around. I don't know how I'm going to do that. So you kind of got to like edge out his gas mask a little bit, and then just stick it in there, I guess. There you have it. Yeah, Dr. Satan. That's how he looks, and that's, you got to be real careful What I'm going to do is I'm going to store this thing separately because over time I do not want this thing to crack or break. It's just Trick or Treat Studios is starting to dig in. So that's what it is for them. So yeah. Okay, let's see how, which I don't know which hand he would hold this thing in. Okay, so I'm guessing that it would be something like that. And look at that. Oh, wow. What a thing of beauty. That looks fantastic. Man, what a bargain for $19.99. You just can't go wrong with this. They did this. Dr. Satan is just kick-ass. Look at even his feet. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look how creepy that looks. All right. It's the Professor's up next. All right, folks. Tail of the tape on the Professor is he is a little over 5 3/4 inches from bottom of foot to top of head. He's a hair taller than the rest. Just by just a few hairs, okay? And then he's bulkier too. So he is looking, our Professor is, yeah, he's looking at like 14 3/4 centimeters. Okay, you saw I just pulled him too and he just stayed on his feet. Very nice. All right, so our Professor brings another tiny arm. So tiny, yeah. This, I believe, is his father. He's the one that poured gasoline on his own son and then lit him on fire. And then you have his axe right here. So very long. They gave it a nice wood grain feel to it. Very nice. It's a harder molded plastic right there. I like the way that this looks. Very good bargain. I'm just wondering in Series 3, if they do a Series 3, if they're going to give us the mother and maybe the sheriff and maybe like a 3-pack of maybe some of the cheerleaders or something. That would be really cool if they did that or gave us some of the actual characters. Well, we got the characters, but the actual people that the story was about them going out on the road to experience. Maybe even like the next big thing could be their car. That would be pretty cool. And also we're missing the other brother. So they could still do more. So, and then he too also has a gas mask with container. Looks real good. Okay. So you can see right here, here is our Professor. He has a little cloth thing. I could see this over time going bad. So I'm glad that this is wide. Look how flimsy this thing is. It's just on there. It looks like almost a piece of paper, but it's material, but it's very thin. And then these are a softer molded plastic. So yeah, over time, this is going to be a hard piece to find. So I suggest to get the box set in the back to be able to store them. And then his head goes like this. And this guy has battle action right there. So you turn him and he will go right back and just swing that axe at you, right? I don't think the other ones had anything like that. So I think only him. Let me double check with Dr. Satan. I don't think that Dr. Satan has anything like that. Yeah, he doesn't. He's just, I can't get him to do anything. So yeah, he just stands there. But yeah, this is the first one. This is kind of like Captain Spaulding. Like our Captain Spaulding figure, you squeeze his legs and his hands come up, right? But yeah, he's the only other one I could get to do something with. And so let's take a look at him from the side. You can see him from the back there. Obviously he has a hole in the back. So what we're going to do is we want to wrap this thing around his face first. Put this on him. Okay, so let's see here. Where's that hole? Put this on his face. Okay, so we got it on his face. And then mount this in his back. And he's done and perfect. So that's how easy he looks to put his stuff on. And yeah, wow, Trick or Treat Studios made this very easy for us. Yeah, that's how he would be. He also has articulation Well, he just moves there. And then he has articulation in the wrist on this particular one. Okay. And then is this one the same way? Yeah, on his gloves. So you could get his hands to move, which you can't really on the others. And then when he's going to swing, and he swings like that. So yeah, I just got to get this thing just to stay in place on his face. Let's see here. There you go. I think I got it now. So yeah, and then he has articulation in his legs a little bit. Not too much. And then no articulation in the feet. And that's our professor, folks. All right, so let's take a look at all that we've unboxed so far. All right, folks, so here is the team together, -1 Tiny. We're going to build Tiny right now after checking out this big old box set right there. You can even stick this guy right in the front. I kind of had to lean baby over on Captain Spaulding to get her to stand up. But yeah, I just kind of wish that she would have been more posable to stand. And yeah, this would have been a perfect buy. All right, folks, so I had to turn one of the lights off in order to show you the front of this. This is beautiful. It's a beautiful piece. Fairly large, very large. You can see right there. Yeah, this just does it. You can see all the characters off on the side that you could store in here. And then here is the back. This would have been at Captain Spaulding's place right here. That would have been the murder ride. Where they would have came out, Dr. Satan, Dr. Satan, right? You also had that monkey in that ship that was out there. Everything is just right on the money with this. I love it. It reminds me of the old like He-Man carrying cases, the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle carrying cases. Has the same feel as a Star Wars carrying case, which would have laid on its side like this. The Star Wars one would have been like this. But yeah, this one is more like the He-Man and the Ninja Turtles carrying case. So you can see the inside there, and there he is. There's Tiny, the rest of them right there. Yeah, what a bargain. This thing is super nice, and it seems, here's our Tiny. Okay, how good that guy looks. He looks just kick-ass, right? I understand him and Rob and Sherry Moon were very close in real life, and his death really was hard on everybody. And now that Sid Haig is no longer with us, I believe the Firefly family is over. So you have this right here. It's very large. It's a case. And then the funny thing is it brings two. So it brings two, and it makes you wonder, are we getting more? So we're going to definitely have to get more. Which is really cool like that, you know. So yeah, it's super cool due to the fact that you could, even if you wanted to, stand these guys up in there. So you can see how that looks. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And the reason why I'm keeping the backer cards to these is because I will be storing them right in there. So that's what I will be doing. All right, folks, so let's move this thing out the way, and then let's build our Tiny. Okay. All right, so here we have Tiny right here. All right, so we're going to build our Tiny. So let's see how easy he is to build. Let's put that left arm on. Let's see if we can get it in there real good. Looks like it's not really going in there too good. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you really got to push that thing in there. Okay. And then the other one, yeah, you got to apply some force to get these up in there. I don't want to break them. Okay. Have you looked at the price of the other Tiny that came out before? How expensive they are? Yeah, another good reason to buy these now. Okay. And then you have that. Any of the House of 1,000 Corpses figures, oh, he's coming along, is money. And the Devil's Rejects ones are also big money. And it's funny because at the time when they came out, a lot of people were just passing them up. Luckily, I ended up getting the Captain Spaulding out of that because I love the character. And there is our Tiny right there, Firefly. All right, so the tail of the tape on Tiny is he is from bottom of foot to very top of head. Slightly over 7 inches tall. Okay? So he's about the size of a NECA figure right there in Ultimate. And then if you're really looking, he's more like 18 centimeters for Tiny. Are we going to get, is Trick or Treat Studios, just putting it out there, Trick or Treat Studios, are we going to get a Tiny in his Halloween outfit? I would absolutely have loved that, to have gotten a Tiny, put him next to his father. Okay, put him back there. Well, let me give you a good shot of him. You can see him. Looks real good. See his shoes, his face. That's how he would be poking in, looking at you. Okay. Are we going to get a Tiny in his actual Halloween outfit? The one that had the shirt that said cheap ass Halloween outfit, cheap ass Halloween costume. Remember that one? And then with the mask that he had on, he had like a superhero mask. That would be pretty cool. Okay. And then we'll put Brother Otis. We will put Spalding and Baby. And another quick question, is Baby the daughter of Spalding? Leave it in the comments. That's another tricky one. So let me put Dr. Satan like that for you could see him. Okay. All in all, what do you guys think? Absolutely love it. I love this whole way, this whole thing that they did. Trick or Treat Studios. They left it out there. These are available now. Don't miss out, folks. And on our video, like, comment, share, subscribe. It's free to do, folks, and it helps our channel grow. For that, we can do more ultimate monster videos just like this one. All right, if you're a Rob Zombie fan, hey, thank you guys for watching, and thanks everyone for watching. Absolutely love the people who are subscribed to this channel. You guys make it happen for me, and every day I go out, I feel like I have to go out and look for more and more and more toys to impress you guys. So let me know what you guys are looking for. Hit us up in the comments, leave comments. Yeah, and if you see us out in public, yeah, feel free to come up. However, I am a very nice person in real life, believe it or not. And also, one thing I do is I answer a lot of questions. So leave them in the comments and you'll have an answer. All right, so like, comment, share, subscribe. From Moe's to yours, everyone. Good night.